Interesting to see if Dean can keep pace with Keenan. Keenan's come on in leaps and bounds since that last matchup of theirs, and he is currently the kid to beat.
That's a good point, Nick, but I'm sure Dean is hungry to do better in this fight than the last one. I know he was very exhausted in their last matchup. This is just one fight today for Dean. I'm sure he's got a point to prove.
I mean, obviously, Lister is coming off his performance against Josh Barnett, which didn't go the way he wanted. And what I would love to see is the Dean Lister of the 2011 Abu Dhabis, who said, you know what, I don't care what you do, I'm going to heel hook you, and I'm going to remove your kneecap. But we start standing here. Keenan Cornelius, the lighter of the fighters, but with a huge height advantage. Failed arm drag attempt for Lister.
Lister's such a fan favourite because he doesn't care giving up bad positions. He's so confident from anywhere and so secure in his defence that he's happy to work from all positions.
I mean, one thing that tells you just how tough Dean Lister is, 19 MMA fights on his record. He has actually lost 7, but all of those were by decision. Never subbed, never stopped. Just a tough Neanderthal of a human being.
Yeah, and Dean was actually on his way yesterday over to an MMA fight he's got scheduled next weekend in Germany. And then he spun around, caught a flight to Cardiff, and here he is now taking on last-minute replacement Keenan Cornelius.
Very interesting to see that this fighter stayed on the feet for so long.
Yeah, we saw how effective Keenan's guard was against Dean in that first fight. Had several mounted triangle attempts, an armbar attempt, Dean having one good heel hook attempt. I think, you know, obviously Keenan taking that fight on points, and a lot of people feeling he had considerably better of the attacking options throughout that time period there in China. But I mean, we saw a slow pace at the start of that match. Similar here as Lister goes searching on a single. Keenan locking up a Kimura grip and trying to turn Lister.
Great counter to the takedown attempt.
Oh, and he's got the arm straight. Looking perhaps for a transition here, and good work from Keenan, threatening the sub early.
Beautiful transition to attack the turtle of Lister by pressuring off that hammerlock into the arm lock, back to the hammerlock. Fantastic jiu-jitsu. That's why he is the wonder kid of the modern era.
Do you think that perhaps a good game plan for Keenan is to really push the pace, try and tire Lister out the deeper this goes?
I think without question that's probably a fantastic strategy for him. He is almost, 14 years younger than Lister. And we all know the older you get, the worse your cardio becomes. So,
well, with 3 minutes in, and Keenan Cornelius has got Dean Lister body triangled on the back here. Bit of grip fighting going on. But Dean's such a powerful human being to try and control in any position.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for Lister after initiating the takedown and getting so close to end up in such a bad position.
of course, Cornelius has those long, strong, wiry legs, and he knows how to use them. And when having those wrapped around you in a body triangle must be torture, although Dean just has turned out of it.
I mean, what sort of problems does that present? The kind of frame that Keenan has, that really long, lean body type.
Many people claim that that is the most difficult fighter to compete against because
Powerhouse Dean there, throwing his opponent across the mat.
Yeah, really running Keenan Cornelius the length of the mat there. Just trying to say, hey, young guy, you're not going to have it all your own way.
fantastic agility on display from Cornelius, though. Let's see if Lister can use his bulk advantage now to pressure with the guard pass.
Keenan just really looks like he's out there enjoying himself on the mat, like he's really fulfilling his destiny. I mean, he is the most accomplished brown belt in the history of the sport.
Climbing for a triangle, really strong two-on grip. Lister sitting for the heel hook, Keenan able to free his legs. And of course, that butterfly guard is going to really protect Keenan's feet. Lister's going to have to dig those ankles out to go after them. So definitely a good guard structure for Keenan Cornelius here.
Exactly right. His guard is absolute hell. It's probably the best guard in the world today. Those as I mentioned earlier, those long, wiry legs. He's just absolute hell, and he adds to that incredible flexibility. So it's very, very difficult to deal with this guy's guard.
Just getting a reset in the middle here. You can see Keenan floating both heels on the hips of Dean Lister. They're able to dictate that distance so effectively.
Lister using this position to take some deep breaths. Like to see Keenan keep pushing the pace.
1/3 of this match down. And a few scrambles. Lister again looking for that leg. And oh, it looks tight, but just trying to spin and kick his way out is Cornelius. The knees through, which is going to alleviate a lot of pressure.
Good attack by
Lister not able to maintain.
Good attack and good defense. This is great jiu-jitsu on display tonight.
Awesome matchup so far. Keenan able to remain so calm as he rolled out of those heel hooks.
Well, when someone like Dean Lister is so well known for one particular thing, and that thing takes a little bit of time to execute in the setup, is that just going to play into Keenan's hands, make it a bit easier for him to escape each and every time?
It's going to be hard to submit Keenan with anything, and if he knows what your game plan and he's obviously prepared for it, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to impose your will upon him using it.
Keenan hitting a double leg. Lister in on the arm in guillotine, giving up the side control here. What a fantastic takedown from Keenan Cornelius. Not often you see someone with his height and his length shoot a double leg. It's just such a big distance to cover to get underneath your opponent.
Really good observation, Josh. It's always going to be harder for a taller guy to shoot low, although Keenan made it look easy and one of the best wrestlers in submission grappling.
I feel Dean almost gave up defending that takedown in order to chase the guillotine, but Keenan just, again, able to stay so calm and so aware of what's going on during these transitions. It's amazing.
It's funny, isn't it? Dean Lister has been around for absolutely years. We're used to seeing him on every major event, every major televised card. And Keenan's so young, but it seems like he's been here forever.
Indeed, he has the youth on his side as Lister has experience. Great matchup. Looking to fish for that hammerlock again. Lister countering with the clasp of the hands and the S grip.
We've seen so many times tonight. I think one great takeaway is going to be the strength of this Kimura grip and setup in the no-gi environment.
Just past the halfway mark.
So it's not looking good for Lister at all.
No, I think as the oxygen starts to burn away, I mean, we know how tough he is, but he's going to have to really start conserving more and more energy, and it is brute force grip that's going to keep him in this armbar. Let's see if Keenan looks to change tactic. They're looking very comfortable here as we pass the 8.5 minute mark.
Be quite surprised if Keenan doesn't finish this match with a submission at this rate. He's got the triangle, one of his favorite finishes.
Well, and he's locked it, and he's going to look for the arm as well. Dean Lister in all sorts of trouble here.
He might also decide to sit up, grab hold of Lister's left leg and sit up.
Now Lister linking his hands, hanging on for dear life here, but what a dominant position for Keenan Cornelius this is.
He's going to get the sub, I'm almost certain of it. All he needs to do is break that S grip that Lister has. He's got a very, very tight triangle on.
Could it be after Dean went so many years without getting tapped 2 fights in a row?
Oh, and he got him. Dean Lister capitulates, and Keenan Cornelius